Right now, say I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight because he's Adrian Broner. That's it. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I talked his ass, but the same day that James Tony came and signed the contract. Wow. So I'm talking to both of them on the phones like this. Look, I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
Well, it's Crawford going to be reported. He's going to beat Sean. Everybody listen, he's going to beat Sean. He's going to beat Sean. He's going to beat Sean. Two. How y'all doing? This is AK the Apostle. Welcome to Sports, y'all. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful weekend. We got a lot to get into. I may bring a few guests up here, I may not, because it's a lot that we got to get into today. It's a playback, it's a feedback. But we're gonna start everything off with the Ryan Garcia situation, since that's like really, really heavy right now. Listen, we all know the violation. Some things that we just not supposed to say, some things we just cannot say no matter what we feel about it. And he said a lot of things that shouldn't be said. So there's really no excuse. Anytime your mother and your father come out and make an apology speech, let you know you went a little bit above and beyond. Now, a lot of people want to blame it on mental health. A lot of people say he just need to get the help that he need. And I'm sure it's going to be a whole lot of people that's going to give him a pass. I'm just going to say this. I realized for a long time ago, he's become what we call a social media savant. He has a cult-like following. So right now he feels like he can pretty much say and do whatever he wants on any platform. And he's going to get away with a lot of it. Because for as many people that leave, it's going to be many more people that jump on. But depending on which side of the pendulum he chooses to swing. But I'm going to say this. Some violations are not, we're going to move on eventually as time goes on. He's going to do an apology, and a lot of people are going to accept his apology. He's going to blame mental health, and a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, he's going to just go, get the help he needs. But I know, to me, I see that he's really savvy at the social media games. Every single day he wakes up and says the most bizarre stuff and all that. And he's going to use that to keep himself relevant while he's suspended. And when he comes back, he's going to use that to walk to another big fight. I understand all of that. But once again, I'm going to say this. We know which violations you can come back from and which ones we can't. We can forgive and we can move on, but that's a violation that's always going to stick with him. I don't care when these things just don't magically come out your mouth, y'all. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And I was one of the, one of the biggest components, for what he was doing on social media, because I realized that now that he's built this cult-like following, and no matter what he says or does, he pretty much feels he can get away with anything. It's people like, I'm gonna be honest, we got people that we grew up with that when all of a sudden when a lot of these issues came up with the race wars, because a lot of things are race driven in today's sports, politics, everything, a lot of stuff is race driven. And it's people that I grew up with that I see on social media that made certain statements, and these people that was like family, people that we grew up together, looked out for, hung out with, prayed with, praised with. But certain violations you can't come back from. I don't hold no grudges, and I don't hate you, but that space that we once had, you can't never get in, and that's the same thing for Ryan. Some things you just can't get away with. You just can't say it, and we go back to like, all right, you apologize, and everything's the same. Nah. And that's all I'm really gonna say on that. Now let's get to another topic real quick. I'm gonna get to boxing in DC and all of y'all. We're gonna get to the Shakur card and everything that's going on, but we got some things we got to address first. And the next thing I want to address is the Stephen A. rant. I don't really know what the guy doing. Be honest with you, I think he's more or less just trying to make sure he keeps his sponsorships and people. I think he's afraid to get canceled if he say something, if he don't say something. This was one of them things you just should have just left it alone. Because if you'd have never went on this rant, I mean, sure, the mainstream media outlets probably was going off and saying stuff about it, but, you know, listen, I'm not going to get into whether OJ was innocent or not, or whether however people feel about that, but if they felt the need that they wanted to honor him, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's many people that in other coaches that have done vile, demonstrous things and they still get honored. So why you shouting out heaven and earth just because BET honored OJ? It's crazy to me. You should have fell back on this one though, because you really did. You may have helped your corporate sponsors, but you didn't help your cause with how the community feels about you. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna move on to Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? The Shakur Stevenson fight card, which I was supposed to be there to cover. Appreciate my guys and all the guys in the clubhouse and on my team. They all up there. They working out. I couldn't make it up there, but you know, anyway, the work is being done. But the Shakur fight card is up, and here's the thing: we all know what we're looking for when Shakur fights now. One, we need him to put on the type of performance that make the fans want him or demand him to fight the fights that he wants via, i.e., Tank Davis. And I know that, you know, it's a big debate going on social media right now. Who is the true face of boxing and who is not, and all of these type of things. But to be honest with you, if you look at every sport right now, the face of the sport don't got to be the best. You know what I mean? They say the debate of the face of boxing is between Canelo and Tank. But honestly, right now, please tell me in the comment section, y'all, who believes that those two are the two best fighters in the boxing right now? Not saying that Tank ain't the truth. Not saying that Canelo ain't the truth. Not saying nothing about neither one of their resumes. Who is the best fighter in boxing right now? And I bet you right now, we did a pound for pound list. Neither one of them are number one or number two. Am I right or wrong? I mean, I go on rants all the time. I could be wrong. Am I right or wrong? Which one of them would be number one or number two? Neither one of them. If we ask everybody right now, who's the best fighter in the game? Some are going to say Bud Crawford. Some are going to say Monster Inoue. Some are going to say Alexander Usyk. Nobody is going to say Canelo or Tank. But yet we debate, are they the face of the sport? See what I'm saying? What up, my man Henry? What's up with you? Talk to me, Henry. Am I making sense, y'all? Am I just babbling? You know, when we talk about these things, because like this is what social media has done to sports. This is what popularity and things have done to sports. You don't have to be the best to be the most popular. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the best. Like, be honest. I'm not taking nothing away from Tank. He is the truth. He's a monster. Not taking nothing away from Canelo. But they not the best. And we're debating whether or not they the face of the sport. But they not the best right now. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I thought I was speaking it in exact, speaking facts, man. You know what I mean? For those that just tapped in, I'm going over the Shakur card because honestly, the last fight from Shakur, we know how the fans feel about it. The fans wasn't pleased with it, and a lot of people kind of pushed the talks of him getting in the big fights to the side for a minute. We know how special he is. We know how good he is. But this time around, he has to put on an eye-catching performance. Whether that's via a boxing display that shows anybody where he gets to show all his skills, letting his hands go, or if he gets a stoppage where he shows the dog, whatever he need to do, he need to do it in order for the fans to say, you're worthy to be in the ring with Tank Davis. And I'm not saying it's right, because I'm not one of the people that agree, but gotta, or he do. I think he do. I think he has to. Because here's the thing. Like right now, the talks of Canelo, right? They're talking about Canelo in talks with Chris Eubanks. Chris Eubanks. So what that mean, right? The bottom line is this. Canelo is in a position where he's popular enough, he's famous enough, he has enough followers and fame enough to say, I don't have to fight the best fighter in the division, which is David Benavidez. I don't have to fight him. I can fight a Jaime Munguia and still get pretty much my bag. I can fight Chris Eubanks overseas and still get my bag because I'm popular enough. So my point to everybody is popularity is ruining the game. We're rewarding people for not doing what we ask them to do, but then we get on and we complain. So we got to blame the fans, right? I mean, the fight that we should be getting is Canelo versus David Benavidez, which ties back to what I'm saying. We all know Shakur is skilled enough, talented enough, and everything he needs to be to possibly pull off the win on against Tank Davis. I'm not going to just say he's going to beat Tank. We got to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because Tank done showed me some stuff. But however, Shakur is definitely talented enough to get in the ring. There's nobody he's fought recently that's more talented than Shakur. We all can agree to that. But since we in a popularity contest in all sports, he has to do something to make the casuals and the fans say, we want that fight. So yes, he has to step. He has to let his hands go, or he has to step in this fight in order to make people say, that's the fight we want. Unfortunate as that may be. But talk to me in the comment section, y'all. I need to know. That's what need to happen. You know what I mean? So we're going to look at it. He's got Artem, I can't even say his name, but this guy's a pretty tough fighter. He's a come-forward fighter. He's a rough, rugged fighter. And Lord, let this not happen. What he cannot afford is this guy make it a rough night. See what I'm saying? Because this guy, no, he's not Tank, but he has similarities in terms of his aggression. You know what I'm saying? In terms of somebody that don't mind coming forward and pursuing his opponent. This guy has those capabilities, and he has, a little pop. He's a little rugged guy. See what I'm saying? And also on the co-main event, we got old Shaggy. We got old Shaggy Foster versus one of the guys that Shakur beat recently in Robertson Consequio. Then we got Keyshawn Davis. He got a nice fight, Abdullah Mason. And I know we want to get into, and one fight I'm really got to pay attention to is Calvin Davis versus Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson. That's a fight. And Kevin, my apologies. I did say I was going to be out there to chop it up with you in Jersey. I wasn't able to make the trip, so I apologize, Kevin. We did talk about that, but I apologize. You know what I'm saying? But Abdullah Mason, he's definitely the young phenom that a lot of people are big on and want to see. So they're looking to see him to continue to do what he's doing and, and press on. But Keyshawn Davis, he recently called out Tank Davis. He said he would KO Tank Davis. I'm going to be honest. I want to see Keyshawn to continue to grow. What's up, my man Zeke? What's up, man? Hey, man. We got to get up, fam. What it been, about 30 years? We got to get up, man. I seen a few folks recently, man, and I said, man, I got to get up with the family, man. We got to get together. We got to do some type of reunion type thing. But in the meantime, what you think about Shakur Stevenson, and do you feel he needs to put on a master class on in his upcoming fight? I'm saying, I'm gonna go back. For those that just tapped in, I'm gonna rehash something I just said. Today's boxing, and not just boxing, most sports now, it's about popularity. You don't have to be the best to be popular anymore. Like, for crying out loud, in football, how many commercials did we see Baker Mayfield had, right? You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield got a rack of commercials. He ain't nowhere near the best. You know what I mean? And in boxing, if I took a consensus right now, who the best boxer in the world is anybody going to say Canelo or Tank? And it's not taking nothing from them. We know how phenomenal they are. We know how great they are. But is anybody going to say they're the best? No, they're not. We're going to say Bud Crawford, Alexander Usyk, or Monster Inoue. And then what that means is, as great as Shakur is, as talented as Shakur is, he has to do something to make the fans want to see the fight. Unfortunately, as that is, I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? And I'm very close with a lot of people in this camp, so I hope they don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. Because I love the kid. I always said that was a kid that I like a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a kid I like a whole lot, but facts are the facts. You know what I mean? He needs to put on a dominant performance. And O'Shaki, who's trending big. My guys are in here, man. What up, man? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Also, look, since I got my box of the BC fam, my DMV fam in here. Listen, go to genetics, or you can go to my page and check out the new video we did, Your Love. You know what I mean? And just tell me your thoughts. You leave me a comment or something like that. And if y'all seen, I done got back a little bit of my old bag. And what that is, man, look, this is a sports show, but sometimes we got to talk life too. What it is, man, sometimes when y'all see me doing that, man, that's my way of saying, man, look, man, I still need the covering. I still need him in my life. So my way of calling on God to me is praising. You know what I mean? So that's that. You know what I mean? And that's how I do it. But back to boxing. That Foster fight is going to be a good one. It could be a good one. Like I say, it's a lot of fights on this card that's going to be good. Like Shakur's opponent. He's the guy that's going to come forward. He's the guy that's going to try to make it rough. He's the guy that's going to try to, exchange with him. So he has the opportunity to show his full bag. He needs to show it. In which I believe he will, but it's not going to be no easy fight because the dude can rumble. You know what I mean? Also Keyshawn Davis calling out Tank. You got to put on a master class now. You got to put on a performance that make everybody say, "Ooh, maybe it's some validity to what I'm saying." I mean, and you my guy, Keyshawn. You my guy. We chop it up on a regular. You my dude, but hey. You got to look. What I say these things that I say because I want to see all these fights happen. If it's two talented fighters, let them get in the ring. Let's go. I don't want to keep hearing, they got to build up. We need to wait. Get in the ring and let's go. Whoever the fighters you talking about may be, it's a lot of fights out there that need to happen. You know what I mean? So look, Keyshawn, you called out Tank. You know his popularity. You know the enormity of what he is. You got to get in the ring and you got to put on a show and say, you know what, man? Maybe this Keyshawn Davis got something going on. Maybe it is. You know what I mean? Also, the young phenom. Abdullah Mason. You know what I mean? Abdullah Mason, he's on this card, and a lot of people really like what they see from Abdullah Mason. And let's just hope he just keeps doing what he's doing and en route to, as he steps up. You know what I mean? And like I said, another fight on that card, Calvin Davis versus Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson. For those that don't know too much about him, Calvin Davis is the brother of Keyshawn Davis, and they are all out of the, the Norfolk fighting class, and they also spent time here in the DMV. And they have, a real good pedigree and real background in the sport. And the guy he's fighting is out of the Mayweather gym, Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson, who has a bunch of, sparring videos of him sparring the best in the game and having success. So this is going to be an interesting fight, and it should, bode well for them to build their resumes and do the things that they need to do and go forward. But, that's where we at. Talk to me in the comment section. I'm dying to hear what y'all think. What y'all think about Shakur, the fight card. What do you think of what I'm saying about who's the best and who's the face of boxing? The face of boxing should be one of them three people. The face of boxing should be Bud Crawford, or Usyk, or Monster Inoue. All three of them are two-time undisputed. All three of them just fought their biggest opponents and absolutely put on monster performances. You know what I mean? I mean, some people may have wanted Tyson Fury to lose, but did you envision Tyson Fury flopping all over the ring in round 9 like that? I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Now, I wanted Usyk to win, and I thought Usyk moving around and being slick a little bit was going to be. And then we was also saying, like, you know, maybe he'll catch Tyson Fury not so prepared, but that's not true. Tyson Fury was ready for that fight. Everything that he would need to do to win the fight, he did. He threw body shots. He threw the uppercut. Everything that could cause Usyk to fumble, he did it. But Usyk was ready. And Usyk put on a wonderful job. We all know what Terrence Crawford did to Earl Spence. Absolute shellacking. Absolute masterclass. You know what I mean? We saw with Monster Inoue did the cool boy stuff, and then his last undisputed fight with the guy. I mean, so when we talk about who's the face of the game, or who's the face of the sport, those should be the guys. But the ones that generate the most revenue, Tank, Canelo, and Ryan Garcia. These are the facts, but it shouldn't be that. He shouldn't be able to sit on social media and go on these rants and then get in the ring and get a little money because he has a cult-like following. You know what I mean? We appreciate what Jake Paul brings to the table, but it shouldn't be that way. We appreciate what Jake Paul brings to the table. He's done a lot for a lot of fighters, so he's done great business. So I'm not going to take that from him, but he shouldn't be on the forefront of boxing just because he has 30 million followers on YouTube. But this is the state of sports right now and the state of boxing right now. You know what I mean? I don't even want to sound like I'm complaining, but I'm just telling y'all these are the facts. You know what I mean? Now let me get to another topic. Who would be your rookie of the year? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? I'm going to be honest. I'm one of those people who's going to vote for co-rookie of the year. I do not want to see the morning when they announce whoever they give it to, if they just give it to one of them. Because no matter who they give it to, it's going to be a bloodbath on social media. It's going to be a bloodbath on every sports show. It's going to be a bloodbath everywhere you go. And it's going to be a lot of political and it's going to be a lot of racial tensions involved in it as well. I don't really feel that, but I honestly feel that the way both of them are playing and the way it's set up, it's hard to take it from either one of them. Both doing good things. Some great. But neither one is really outdoing the other per se. You know what I mean? You shouldn't expect a power forward center to have as many assists as a point guard. And you shouldn't expect a point guard, shooting guard to have as many rebounds as a power forward center. You know what I mean? They both got a lot. They both doing good things. They both doing great things, but they both got things they need to work on. Absolutely. But I don't see, you know, because you see people, oh my God, this one shoots, this one get their own rebounds. She lead the league in turnovers. We all got things. They both got things they got to work on. But do I believe? It's hard, man. I want a co-rookie of the year. One, because I think that's really the right answer, and two, I really don't want to see the turmoil that's going to take place on social media if you separate them two. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to see the two of them play together in the All-Star game, in the WNBA All-Star game, and also see that just like in that, nothing against Caitlin Clark. She is the most popular player in the league, no question. Her and the rookie class have transformed the league, the voting, the viewership, all that. We give that, but she's not the best player in the league right now. Neither is Angel, neither is Aaliyah Boston, none of them. So I don't know. I'm confused about why everybody the All-Star votes are a fan vote. That doesn't mean you're the best. The best player in the league is Ozzie Wilson, bar far, bar none. That's not a debate. You know what I mean? If we debating that, something wrong. You know, Alyssa Thomas and Breonna Stewart. You know what I mean? These are the best players in the league. No debate in there. Like I said, popularity versus who really is the best. Before I get back to boxing, I'm gonna touch one more thing because I'm getting for those that don't know, I'm getting shredded on Twitter. I'm getting shredded on Twitter on a Cam Newton post. Cam Newton went on a rant about Dak Prescott and why the Cowboys are so wrong for not paying Dak Prescott and how none of the other guys that's on the highest paid list have won a Super Bowl or got playoff success. But the problem what he got is most of them guys he's talking about only been playing 2 or 3, 4 years, and Dak has played 8. And also on that, they got this big graphic that the guy on the Carton show started, and Cam and everybody's running when you they put up a graphic of Dak Prescott numbers versus, of all people, Patrick Mahomes. Now listen, man. The Cowboys didn't pay Dak or extend him this year not because of his numbers or stats. They didn't pay him this year because of the playoff success. That's valid. I'm getting attacked on Twitter because they don't even realize I am a lifelong Cowboy fan. Have been a Cowboy fan since Tony Dorsett. However, I'm not going to sit here and bloviate for somebody or advocate for somebody that I've watched not getting where we need to go for the last 8 years. I'm not blaming you. Listen.
The Flex Podcast. Streets talking about.
I get it. But what I'm not going to give you a pass for is them 2 years. When we went up against the 49ers and outright, we should have won both of them games. Outright, flat out. And people talking about, oh man, you hating on Dak. Are you really watching the game? Am I watching the game? Buddy, I watch every last single game in high def. Clear. Not just that. The Cowboys game, the only game that I watch, but singular. All the other games I watch on a splitter because I play fantasy football. So the Cowboys game is the only game I watch on a big screen. I watch every single play. My problem with Dakota is this. Let me say this. I went on this rant on the other day, then I'm going to get back to boxing. But let me say this. And I'm not a Dak hater. I like the guy, great guy. But right now, all I care about is getting to a chip. So here's the thing. Dak Prescott is the only quarterback in the history of football, and I'm not making this up, that has had the leading rusher in the league twice. He's had the number 1 in the league 4 times. He's had a defense that led the league in turnovers and sacks twice. And the fact that is, he hasn't even made it to a championship game with those things. I got a guy that's tearing me up from one end to the other saying, well, the offensive line is shabby. I say to the guy, man, look, we had 3 Pro Bowlers just like every year.
Brother, let me chime in because I know I'm your guest. But I want to ask you this. As a Cowboy fan and a savant and doing everything that you do, and you watch these games thoroughly, because I talked to you and you watch these games thoroughly, do you think his predecessor or Tony Romo right now, being real, and this might catch you slack, but do you think with some of the teams Dak had, would Tony Romo, if he had the same team in the same conditions, would he have been a chip by now with that team?
I would say this. I'm going to say this. For those that want to debate that, I would say this. If Tony Romo had any one of these last 3 teams, he would have at least made it to the NFC Championship game. Whether he got to the chip or won the chip, that we can debate that forever, but he would at least made it to. He would not have lost neither one of them San Francisco games.
I don't. And not to impede on what you got going on, and I'm not a Cowboy fan. I totally agree with that. I don't think y'all should have beat those San Francisco teams.
Yeah. When you play a game, listen to me. When you play a game, look, the last one that was in San Francisco, that's egregious. Because, bro, let me tell you something. when you play a game and your defense hold the other opponent to 3 field goals against a rookie, not second year Brock Purdy. We talking about a Brock Purdy that's literally playing in his second playoff game ever, and he has 9 points and 3 corners. But guess what though? We not knocking Brock Purdy or holding Brock Purdy because what the 49ers was asking him to do was don't lose the game. And he didn't. Dak Prescott threw 2 picks, not Brock Purdy. Bro. And one of the picks, we was at the 10-yard line. We was at the 10-yard line. Look, man. Look. He had great numbers last year. He turned the season around and he was quote unquote in the MVP race. And that's fine and dandy. And when we got to a home game against Green Bay where we had won 16 straight, the building collapsed. And yes, the defense definitely did not do nothing. The defense had their worst game in 3 years. Absolutely. But guess what though? When you hold out for these max contracts and these great big deals, you're saying to the team, when all else fails, I can manage the ship. You can't. And you didn't. And that's all I'm going to say about that. What other questions y'all got in the audience, man? I like these audience questions. Anybody in the comment section, man, y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, man? You know what I mean? I done touched on a lot of topics. We going to slide back the box in a second, but tell me what y'all want to talk about. I like this. Talk to me in the audience. What question you got? Tony, you too. Tell me what else you want to ask. You know what I mean? But man, I seen this floating around social media, and I let it go for a lot. But Cam Newton, I don't know, the rant camp went on. Cam went on, just gravitated to me today, and I had to respond. Like I said, they are literally shredding me on. They're shredding me on Twitter. I'm a hater. You know what I mean? I don't watch football now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He said, you can't make this up, bro. They expect Dak to do it all on offense and Michael to do it all on defense. Last I checked, it was a home team effort. What are the rest doing to complement the team? That ain't going to get you home, player. Not with me. That ain't going to get you there. That ain't going to get you home. Then he said, oh my, I ain't going to say that. Do you really watch games or just splash plays? We had the worst defense in 96. We had the blank. We ain't had a good running game. We ain't had a good running game since 2016. That's what he said. Ain't that Zeke rookie year?
Yeah.
Somebody look that up. Is 2016 Zeke rookie year?
Was it?
I think 2016 is Zeke's rookie year. He said we had not had a good run game since 2016. And I don't watch football. Ain't 2016 Zeke rookie year? Somebody please find out.
2016 is Zeke's rookie year.
And he led the league in rushing.
He did.
We led the entire NFL in rushing for 3 years. Since 2016. What are you talking about? I'm done. Let's get back to boxing. Unless y'all got something else y'all want me to talk about. Let's get back to boxing. You know, right now, gotta bring this up. So, Devin Haney in his situation, Devin Haney has been put as a champion recess, which in a nutshell, what it's basically saying is, I just lost to Ryan. His mandatory fighter was Sandor Martin. For some odd reason, the people who he was working with at the time, even though he got on all the platforms and said that he's not Devin Haney's quote unquote promoter and he's not signed into a contract, but you did do his last 2 fights. You did do the Regis fight. You did do the Ryan fight. So you tell me, you did produce them fights. You was part of those fights. So now all of a sudden, we don't do no deal, and you didn't even put up a purse bid for the Sandor Martin fight because you said there's not enough money. If this man has made you all this amount of money, and y'all have done good business for majority of his career, minus the 2 or 3 fights that he fought on Top Rank, why wouldn't you make a purse bid for the Sandor Martin fight? That's just my first question. And then since that's your case and all that, so Devin still, you still could have took the offer and just fought Sandor Martin, which I thought should have been the fight he should have took. Now, a lot of people want to say, well, he don't fight for that little bit of money, but at this moment right now, are we sure what the effects of that Ryan fight still has on him? So why not take a fight where you're defending your title, and you're fighting a fighter that's kind of he's one of those middle of the pack type guys. He's going to definitely it's not going to be an exciting fight, but it's definitely a fight where it gives you the opportunity to work out the kinks. It gives you the opportunity to see where you at. And, because sitting out a year, being a champion in recess and then trying to find out what you're going to do may not bode well. May not do what you wanted to do, and the ring rust may add up upon the damage. I think he should have took the Sandor Martin fight. But what that did do, Alberto Pujols is now going to fight Sandor Martin for the WBC title. And then the winner of that, the mandatory now, is Gary Antoine Russell. Now, speaking of that fight, I'm going to say it again. I believe if Pujols does beat Sandor Martin, I would love to see the rematch of Gary Antoine and Albert Pujols. I would love to see that. I would love to see the rematch, and I definitely believe it'll be a much different result the second time around. That's my honest to God belief. You know what I mean? I still believe in my guy, and like I said, those around show love on him and all that. He'd be back. He's working hard to get back to in the ring, but I definitely believe that's a fight I want, and that I would love to see for the title in the rematch, unless Devin Haney I do got a better idea. In the meantime, Devin says you need to keep busy fight. Why don't you dance with Twan? You know what I mean? You say you don't think much of him. That'd be your keep busy fight. You said that. So, I mean, don't give me that. Those are the words that he typed, and those are the words that he said. And I think he should have to stand on that. That'll be a good fight. And the two winners fight each other for the WBC title and so forth. Steve Claggett and T.O. T.O. put on a performance and says he wants to go to 147. Speaking of 147, Davin also said, they took a picture of Mario Barrios being a champion at 147. Let me say this here. T.O., Davin, whoever, if any one of them fight Mario Barrios, I'm taking out a parlay, and I'm putting everything on Mario Barrios. I don't think none of them boys are going to 147 and beat no Mario Barrios. I don't. And I know they're not fighting Boots. Now, maybe somebody else up there, they may feel sweet, that's cool, but they're not beating Mario Barrios or Boots. And they're not even going to fight them two. I'm not taking nothing away from the guys. But, these are fights that they need to build up to. I think Mario Barrios has grown into that weight. He's looking sharper and sharper each and every time he fights. And I do not believe that's a guy that they should just be walking up in the ring and dancing with. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Holler at me in the comment section, y'all. Holler at me in the comment section. It don't matter what the sport is, what the topic is. Tell me what y'all think is the hot ticket right now. I done touched on a lot. I touched on Ryan Garcia's rant. I touched on the Stephen A. Smith rant. The Shakur fight card. Keyshawn won tank. The Dak. They didn't answer my question either. They didn't answer my question. I feel a way about that. They ain't answer my question. Oh my God. I apologize. Come on, man. Matter of fact, is this really Luka? I may have got a mention from Luka. Luka, you a Dallas fan? I asked the question since they used Patrick Mahomes as their point of reference, right? So you saying it's not Dak's fault? Dak played no part in the team not being successful. So, and y'all using Patrick Mahomes as a reference, and we swapped teams and gave Dak the Kansas City Chiefs for the last 2 years and gave Patrick Mahomes these Cowboy teams, what do you think the results would be? They said Mahomes got a Hall of Fame coach. One of the greatest of all time. This is what social media done. We can't use rationalization. Like I said, it's not like I'm saying Dak trash. It's not like I'm busting his chops. My original statement that started the whole debate was, my response to Cam Newton was, the reason they didn't give him a contract has nothing to do with stats or his talent. The reason they didn't give him extend his contract is because they won a Super Bowl. That's it. They want playoff success. So they want you to go out there and prove you can have playoff success before I pay you. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. And honestly, I kind of was hoping, if this is the reason why we can't sign CD, and CD is talking he wants to get traded if he can't get a contract, and this is the reason why Micah is not showing up either because he won a contract, then I would have rather them went on and dumped Dak off probably to Atlanta. Because if Atlanta was willing to take Kirk Cousins off an Achilles tear and missing the whole second half of the season, why wouldn't they take Dak, who was coming off arguably what people say was an MVP caliber season? Why wouldn't they take him if they're willing to take Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins ain't got no playoff success either. So, I mean, that's not the reason why. So, I mean, we could have easily dumped him off to Atlanta. Took that money, signed CD, whatever, and then if we couldn't drive a quarterback or get a quarterback in free agency, which we may have made it, maybe we would have made something shake and got Russell Wilson. Even that, I'm cool with starting the season with Trey Lance or Cooper Rush. No, they're not better than that. That's not what I'm saying. But we're not going to, listen, this year, we're not going to have playoff success with that. So what's the difference? Why not use that money and then see if we can build around better? Because I can't see maxing him out, or now we didn't max him out, we didn't pay him, and now we still can't pay CD Lamb. Come on, man. The math is not mathing. The math is not mathing. One of the greatest coaches of all time. You know what? I'm gonna take back. That's not answering the question. That's not answering my question. And I know why you're not answering my question. You know what I mean? I know why you're not answering the question. But yeah, man. Let me see what else is hot on here. Since y'all too quiet in here, man. Y'all too quiet. What are the Commanders trending for? Oh yeah. Klay Thompson. Bronny James. We got Bronny James, and he got a contract. A lot of people fussing about it. Then we also got Klay Thompson going to the Dallas Mavericks. And what does that mean? I'm going to start with Klay Thompson. What does that mean for the Golden State Warriors? What it means is this. He didn't feel appreciated. And he didn't think he could win with Golden State, and he didn't think he could win with the Lakers. He thinks he has an opportunity to do something with the Dallas Mavericks, who was just in the finals. It's not that hard to ponder what the thought process is. You know what I mean? That's clearly got to be with the thought process. And I definitely think that he felt slighted away because it seemed like they took their time to take care of him. You know what I mean? And everybody said, well, they should have took care of Draymond. All right. I could be wrong, right? Long before we heard of Draymond, anything about Draymond, before I even heard his name ever, we heard of the Splash Brothers. Not the Splash Brother, the Splash Brothers, i.e. Steph and Clay. You don't win none of them championships without Clay. Even the last one, when he was a shell of himself, you don't win none of them without him. He showed up at inopportune times that set the trend, that set the table for Jordan, what's the name, Jordan? The one that got punched. Forgot his name, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That set the table for him. But like I said, you don't win none of them chips. It was many games during them early playoff runs that when Steph would go cold and Clay could take over. And I don't mean just taking over. I mean, I'm talking about Clay dropping 6, 7 threes. You know what I mean? So he definitely earned his money. He definitely earned the right to say that, look, man, I'm a vital part of these 4 titles. And he felt the way. And or it could be just that. It could be just the simple fact that, look, man, I see where we at right now, and we ain't gonna win here. And Dallas got a chance to win, and I want to try my hands. Why it can't be that? He want to play with Luka and Kyrie. He saw what they was doing, and maybe he felt that a spot up shooter would have came up big. Because I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of Garcia didn't know how big the backlash would be when it home. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. He is such a social media savant, right? He knows the trendy words and the trendy things to do, and he's not afraid to go beyond the realm of common sense to get to what he's doing. Like one morning he's talking about forget Michael Jordan, he ain't do nothing for the people. And then 3 days later you drop M-bombs. 1 week he say he identifies a woman, then the next day he's disrespecting the woman. So he's not afraid to go no realm. But he has a cult-like following now through social media that hang on his every word. So I think he's fully aware what the backlash is, but I just think also believes that he's in a place, in a space right now that he's going to find a way to get through it no matter what. You know what I mean? He's that arrogant now. He has no respect. Anytime your mother and father come out, your mother and father, you know what I mean, come out and post on social media to apologize for the rant, you know you went too far. You know what I'm saying? You know you went too far, but I just don't think there's no, because the thing, like I said, like some of the things he said to the women, you know what I mean? He said some wow stuff, you know what I mean? But like I said, he was just 3 or 4 days ago talking about, I don't care nothing about no Michael Jordan. He didn't do nothing for the people. The people. He didn't say black people. He said the people. You know what I mean? That's his words. Then 4 days later, you talking about, I want to, all these vile stuff you want to say about George Floyd, and then talk about, and you know that's a buzzword for the community. You know that's a buzzword. And then you're going to use the N-word with the hard ER. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if you get a pass for the GA. But the hard ER, nobody gets a pass for that. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you know that. That's been explained 1,000 times. The hard ER is no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? But talk to me, man. High frequency. What else you want to talk about, man? The floor is, look, anybody, whatever y'all want to talk about. I'm just, you know, we got time today. Got time today. For those that just tapping in, if you haven't, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports YouTube page. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, IG under the AKA The Apostle, and you know, Let's Talk Sports or AKA The Apostle. All of these things are there. Which you can also see that we dropped a new video the other day. You can see some of the clips on my Father's Day performance at the Gathering Place, DC. And you know, we're always looking for donations and sponsors. Let's Talk Sports, y'all. We looking to grow. Like, you know, you're gonna see more and more videos of some of the things we got going on up here. We have a nice facility here where you can do a plethora of things. You know what I mean? So we can touch things, and we do cover events. Like I was supposed to be in New Jersey covering the Shakur Stevenson fight card. You know, had some things go on here that I had to stay back. But then next weekend we were covering the MC battles. Klay Thompson might be the missing piece for Dallas. I think I don't think it hurts him. It don't hurt nothing. Because like I said, the way that finals went, there was a lot of wide open shots. that maybe somebody like Clay could have knocked down. And if he'd have hit him, 2 or 3 of those game changers. Basketball is a game of runs. And when you go through 4, 5, 6 stretches of people missing shots, and then you got people taking wide open shots and they're not missing, and then the other team constantly scoring, it takes away. You know what I mean? Let me see what's trending here. What is trending? Throwback. Okay. Who's my team in the NBA? Who's my team in the NBA? I'm gonna be honest. Okay. In the NBA, I've become more of a casual. I kind of run with players. You know what I mean? And that's like the only sport I'm like that with, But this year, my guy, he's been my guy for the last 7 years. So my guy is Jason Tatum. So I was voting for Boston because of Tatum. You know what I mean? Not a Boston fan. I'm just a Jason Tatum guy. Speaking of that, since we're here, I thought I didn't mind Jaylen Brown getting the MVP. I was just really taken aback at the slander and all the stuff that people said negative about Jason Tatum after the finals was over. Like, what did you want him to do? You know what I mean? He's the only player that has ever led his team in points, rebounds, and assists that didn't get the MVP, the finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? And then people say, well, what about he led his team in points, rebounds, and assists the entire playoffs, including the Eastern Conference Finals and including the finals. Now, if you don't want to give him the MVP in neither one of them, that's fine. But I don't understand why you're shredding him if that's what he did. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I don't get. But that's it, man. That's my answer to that one right there. What else you got? While we in here popping off, y'all. Not gonna be before y'all too much longer. And next year, do I think the Celtics will repeat? It's too early to say that, but I just think that teams like Denver, and I'm really, really eager to see the growth of, Ant-Man and Minnesota, because, man, what I saw from them this year and saw from him, I seen a kid that's destined to be the flat out best player in the league and one of the best ever, as long as he stay healthy. I think this kid could really be something. Zeus, you should see what's going on ESPN right now, man. My man Zeus that's normally up here right now. They're going in depth about the struggles of Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. While we on that, let me say this, y'all. Since we was talking about Dak and all that, let me say something to y'all. In today's social media time, people are enamored by stats. And there's nothing wrong with stats. But then we take the stats and we want to put some of these players who's having these great seasons and put them up against some of the greatest ever. And since sometimes I can understand your argument, but this is what you got to remember. You always got to remember, every sport is about what you do when the lights come on. It's a talent. There's a skill to what you do when the lights come on. And people say, well, the team did this, but the thing about it is this, though, right? Sometimes to be great and achieve the goal, you have to sacrifice your numbers for the chip. See what I'm saying? It's not that I can't have these gauntly numbers, but sometimes going for all these records and trying to get all these yards and stats, sometimes you put your team in harm's way. Sometimes I might try to make a play that I don't need to play and get hurt. I'm not saying that they take plays off, but sometimes it's an art to being able to do what you need to do to get the win and keep it moving. See what I'm saying? So what if I ain't throw for 5,000 yards? I got a chip. You know what I mean? We're trying to win games, put ourselves in position to do what we need to do when the stages are the biggest. And these are the guys, to me, are the greatest. You know what I mean? You look at them. It's guys out there with all these records and all these stats that ain't never played in the Super Bowl. There's guys out there with all these records and the stats that maybe got just one Super Bowl. As for all the numbers that Drew Brees got, for all the numbers that Aaron Rodgers got, they got one chip. They got one. They got one chip. See what I'm saying? Eli Manning, a guy who people say not that good, people call him a bum, say he this, that, and the third, whatever. He got more chips than both of them. And he did it. And he did it by beating Aaron Rodgers at a 15-1 Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau. You know what I'm saying? He beat Matt Ryan them in Atlanta. Went to San Francisco and beat them. Then he went to the Super Bowl and beat Tom. See what I'm saying? All Hall of Famers. The man beat two of the all-time leading passing leaders in the history of the league and the GOAT and bit a chip. So when people say he wasn't great, greatness is defined in the moment. Greatness is defined in what you do when the lights are the brightest. Sometimes you got something to put together. They can give you a bunch of stats and they can do what they need to do under the bright lights. But then you got some that just do what they got to do to make sure the team wins. But then they show up the biggest when the lights are bright. You tell me who you feel is the greatest. You know what I'm saying? You tell me what defines which one is great and which one is not. It's me. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Yeah. Oh. They got people going crazy about the debate for Rookie of the Year between Caitlin Clark and Ryan and Angel Reese. Co-MVP, co-Rookie of the Year. Co-Rookie of the Year. That's my final take. We ain't got nothing else. Like I said, y'all, thank y'all so much for tapping in the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Also, like I said, if you have not, please like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG. Like I said, we're always looking for sponsors and donations. You know what I mean? And like I say, we do this regularly. You know, we cover events. We cover anything media. We cover those events. So we thank y'all for checking in. Let's Talk Sports Show. I'm AK that's possible. And I'm out of here. Peace.